verano sin ti, un verano sin ti, un verano sin ti, un verano sin ti.
Yo, hold up, because I gotta mute this.
Titi me preguntó.
You're gonna get flagged.
Oh, word like
who's
that.
gonna get flagged?
That was coming.
That's
up
not
from
cursing.
my head. That's creation, bro.
No, but if we singing somebody else's song,
It's not copyright. It's not a song.
All right, whatever.
You know what you gotta focus on? You know what you have to focus on? Macky, look at me. You know what you have to focus on? Making your camera focused. You heard?
Focused. Yeah, you out of
blurry,
focus
kid.
right now.
There's only so much room, all right? Only so much room.
I'm just letting you know.
That's why we're not even there.
When you edit and you see yourself looking like a cloud, right? You out of focus, kid.
No, I'm focused.
No,
I'm
focused, man. I knew he was gonna say that.
Holla at me, man. Young Hover, you heard?
Oh my God! Can we
you heard? Bump.
Now you're singing their song for real. You see?
Oh yeah. You want to yell about karaoke night?
All right. Oh wait, can we do a karaoke?
No.
One time? I love karaoke.
No,
we could go to karaoke. That'd be good. That'd be
pussy clots. I went to karaoke in Brooklyn. That shit was lit. But anyway,
I got a karaoke at the crib. Yo, you know what I'm saying?
Shawny, do me a favor. Get in the middle of your camera because you're all the way.
Start the pod and I'll get to the middle.
Oh, but I want to see the pops he's got on the side. He's got some My Hero Academia going on here.
John, you ain't see my Usher pop?
No. Oh, I see him.
That explains all the karaoke.
You got it, bad.
Yeah.
These are my confessions.
That's the album. Yeah. No, that's not that album.
No, that's a different one.
That's not that album. But yeah, Usher. We got Usher. And we got a random of Usher. It's her. It's her right there.
You got it, bad.
Anyway. All right, guys.
It's been a karaoke night.
Yeah, I can
everybody.
see. All right, yeah, let me. I'm muted. Oh, I didn't mean
wow. You didn't
I
just
did not,
mute him. You yeeted him, bro.
I didn't mean to out of here, kid.
He Thanos you out of the pod and then brought you right back. Crazy, bro.
He said.
All right, let me introduce the pod. As you can see, I'm still home. I'll be home for the next week. I'll be home next week. After that, I'll be back on the road. You wish, nigga.
No, I don't wish that on you. No.
I appreciate
that. They
can
fire me, though.
No, I don't wish that on you, my boy.
No.
Actually, I got to talk to you about prices. I mentioned this on the last pod, but I got to talk to you about prices once I get it. But anyway, what the fuck is going
They sound like Tarzan.
A fucking drop set. What the fuck is this? The fuck? What the fuck is going on? It's your boy Macky OMO. I'm here with my good brothers. We got the Black Kage, the Hook Kage, Crispin.
Yes, sir.
We also got the razor sharp assassin with the clipper in Johnny B. And we got a Badman forward, Badman pull up. A Badman forward, Badman pull up. Badman forward, Badman pull up. Badman Shawny in a motherfucking building. And we are the Paradise Podcast. Welcome to episode 84. Wrong drop.
Is that how you feel about episode 84? He's not happy to be here today, man.
Not 84. 84 is bad. Yes. Episode 84. I mean?
84.
Shawny, you have
hopefully
to
everyone
before episode 100.
Hopefully everyone is he's capping. Hopefully everyone's feeling well, everyone's doing well. I'm doing pretty well. I've caught up on mostly caught up on what's that shit called? Tokyo Revengers. This season was pretty fire. Another one that dropped, Crispin, if you're interested, Ranking of Kings, the new season dropped.
Oh yeah, he talked about last time he was like for it.
Yes. They have like 4 episodes have dropped. I've only seen 1 so far, but yeah.
I've been seeing something else this week.
What you been watching?
Not this week. I've been seeing something else today.
What you?
Vinland Saga.
Oh, I was watching a little bit of that too. I just stopped
That shit.
because this season was kind of throwing me off. But I'm gonna get back on that.
No, that shit hard. That shit hard.
I've been continuing my rewatch on One Piece because they dubbed more episodes. So I'm like, I want to hear how niggas speak. I want to hear how Odin sounds and shit like that. But anyway, we don't do the what you watching, play, what you reading, what you doing,
Anymore.
aka the recap anymore. So let me move on. We have I don't even know what the fuck we talking. What are we talking about today, Shawny? I
We're
don't know
talking
what we do.
about paid DLC and the effect it has on achievements or just achievements in general. Um, can y'all hear me? Shit.
Yeah, we hear you.
So basically, if anybody is a fan, Resident Evil 4 has been breaking records. They recently came out with their Mercenaries mode, which is essentially like a horde mode for zombies, um, or their lack of horde mode. But essentially, they dropped that free DLC piece that's always been a staple in the series, and then they also released some other DLC, which was basically paid to win DLC because you in Resident Evil you can upgrade your weapons to like maximum, like the accuracy, reload speed, damage, things like that, and you get this thing called an upgrade ticket that you have to basically grind in the game for and buy the upgrade tickets. And you can use the upgrade ticket and literally it'll upgrade your whole gun, whichever gun you choose, everything gets maxed out. And you get like an additional spec on it, like, oh, 2 times critical speed or unlimited ammo or critical hit 4 times if you hit somebody in the head, things like that. So the paid to win ticket, you can pay $2.99 and you can buy the tickets. And it's technically in-game free currency wise because you have to pay money on top of using the upgrade ticket. Long story short, you can buy the tickets to upgrade your weapons. You can maximize the capabilities and then just zoom right through the game. A lot of people had mixed reviews on this because this is the first time Capcom has done this with the Resident Evil game, and essentially you can pay to win and speed through and get the DLC. I'm not the DLC, your achievements unlocked. So my question to you guys is, how do you feel about paid DLC in games in terms of like the achievements and whatnot?
I'll go first because I don't have too much to say about this, being that most of the games that I play don't really have DLC like that. But as far as DLC goes, I feel like it's a cool way for the companies obviously to keep a particular game active and alive, and giving us more gameplay for games that we already love. Um, Now, I mean, most people, if you listen to this podcast, you already know how I feel about the Spider-Man game and the Miles Morales DLC that they made you pay $40 for, $50 for. In that instance,
Let me clarify for you because I think you're getting the wrong definition of DLC. An example would be you can use in-game currency to
you mean microtransactions?
microtransactions to boost your
Oh,
my
okay.
player stats to max
Okay.
versus
So
doing the
yeah, I do
grinding.
that.
But it's
I do that.
DLC
Okay.
because they added it afterwards. Right? That's what you're trying to say, Shawny?
Yeah, so it happened after. So the game has been out for like about a month or two now, and then they added a DLC later. So that's another important factor
So
to
the
play.
DLC added the microtransaction part.
No,
Exactly.
but microtransactions would be like an update, not downloadable content.
That's why it's called pay to win DLC. You're not understanding what I'm trying to say. It's not microtransactions in the store. It like
It's
in the game store itself. It's
and
literally
it's
if you go to the
DLC only.
it's DLC, yes, but it's
Okay.
technically DLC that boosts your stats. You're paying to boost your stats, not like you're downloaded your Horizon Zero Dawn just released their new one. I think I forgot what the hell it's called, but they just released their new DLC content on top of that. So now you can play an additional story. It's not like that. It's not an additional story. You're just literally the weapons you have. You can buy the DLC to upgrade your weapons to maximum to help you. It's kind of like in your NBA,
So
your
they're
my
doing
stats.
something different with DLC.
Exactly. It's like a hybrid microtransaction DLC, but it's not because it's not in the in-game store. You get what I'm trying to say?
So if you don't get the DLC, you can't do this actual microtransaction.
Yeah, if you don't get the DLC, you could just play the game and do it without. You could just grind the game and just get the experience you want, and then level up your weapons the proper way. It's
But
not like
this DLC is applicable to like what online?
no, it's single player. Like that's what I'm saying.
There's no
He's saying
online.
that
for Resident Evil?
what you end up buying are just the power ups, basically.
Yes, you're
That's
buying
what
up. You're buying power ups essentially, but it's
Oh,
not.
fuck that grind.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. How do you feel about that? 'Cause
Yeah, that
literally,
he was trying to get your opinion
Oh,
on them charging you for
my
that
bad,
kind
my
of a
bad. Yeah, I
DLC.
didn't
Mikey was just
understand.
confused. Yeah.
I was confused. All right, so yeah, no.
It's
Fuck
like,
that
I mean,
grind.
isn't there something like that in 2K where you boost your
That's what I
stats
was
for your
gonna ask.
players?
Yes, I do, because the difference between like 2K and a game like Resident Evil is, as you guys said, there's no online for Resident Evil, right? So you're just playing basically the campaign or story mode or whatever, correct? So the difference is, like, if you don't like get your stats up like that on 2K, my player is more focused on like online, like the seasons online, and playing against other people, rec and shit like that. So if you don't play the whole story mode before, like, or you don't actually, if you don't buy the game when it comes out, play the whole story mode, finish it, and be able to boost your character that way, buying the microtransactions is the only other way that you can really compete with other people online, because if not, your player is gonna be ass. But even if you buy micro, like, you can buy someone's VC, that's what it's called in 2K. Um, there are certain badges that you still need in the game that you can't like buy. You have to play the game in order to unlock some of those badges, if that makes sense. Like, for
Yeah, that
instance,
does.
like if for instance, Steph Curry, he can shoot the lights out. There's a shoot the lights out badge. No matter how high my 3-point percentage is, I need to play the game in order to unlock the 3-point badge. And there's like different tiers. So there's like gold, silver. No, there's bronze, silver, gold, and then
But
Hall
that's
of Fame, which
achievements,
is the
though. That is
highest.
achievements, though, in 2K, right?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. You
That's what
still
they
have to play the
consider.
game in order to get to those levels.
Yeah,
But
100%.
if you want to be higher than a level 60, you and like, say you only bought the game in January, the game has been out for like 4 months already. The only way you can compete with other people online is by spending money. And it's not like 20, 30. You may spend like $150 to get your player, like, his overall to like an 80 or 90.
So you could be able to get
Talk
the
less,
fucking badges.
exactly, because
It's
again,
crazy on 2K.
trying to play that game without having a decent enough rating, even against the computer, is fucking difficult. Especially the way they made the game now.
So they've made this game where that's the
It's
bulk
pay to
of
win.
it,
It's
right?
pay to
Yeah.
win.
That's
Okay.
a pay to win.
Now
100%. Like
Now
day one,
but
niggas is 100, and I'm like, bro, how you out here 100?
But
day
you
one?
you feel like, since the
Money.
game is more online in its gameplay, it has more of a competitive gameplay style, doing something that's character boosting and paying for that makes more sense versus Shawny's example of a single player game that you can 100% do just by playing the game. You can power your character up.
You can still get those power ups by playing the game versus paying for it, correct?
Yeah, you can play the game and just
Yeah, no grind, bro. What the fuck? I don't agree with that.
But you bring up a very good example though, because you're saying essentially, in order for you to compete online, you literally have to buy your experience.
Unless, like I said, unless you buy the game day one and you play that shit until you're able to, hey, what's good, cat ass? Until you're
No,
able,
he hasn't shown off just yet.
yeah.
Not yet.
He's
Renji, what's
just scoping
poppin'?
out the area. Renji, as much as we love you, we're not paying for cameos.
Look at that. It's almost there.
It sounds like you're waiting for it.
Yeah, basically, this nigga always showing his ass. All right. Anyway, so yeah, in order for you to be good at the game, you have to, if you don't buy it day one and play it like consistently, the only way you can be good at the game is by paying, and you pay upwards of like $100 to $200 just to get your player decent. so that you can get those badges. Because again, you can't pay buy those badges. You need to play the game and get attributes in order to get those badges. It's 2K is ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Trust me.
Yo,
I
but
haven't played 2K at
Bro, I
all.
used to have
I
fun
paid
with
for it.
2K, and when I
Back in
noticed
the
that,
day, it was
when
mad
I
fun.
know, when I noticed that I couldn't win,
Especially when they brought in the my player aspect.
Macky, Crispin is talking.
I'm so sorry, but
when I noticed that I couldn't win and shit, I just stopped playing. Like I don't even play on my PS4. I haven't turned it on. Once I noticed, I was like, you know what? I can't play with these niggas, man. It's over. I'm not turning on my PS4. This shit is disconnected right here. Look at this.
yeah,
You know, they make a lot of other games
Yeah, but not
playable
like
on the PS4.
I play more on this shit, but
A
I don't
lot.
have I don't have time. But
I
play
know
more on this
that.
motherfucker.
I know
I
that.
like this motherfucker more because I could just take it.
You can
anywhere.
take it different places.
Yeah.
You can play it in the
I
bathroom if
literally
you want to.
I played that because I used to put my headphones on, play with my friends, and go play. Like that's the only reason I
go to
had.
the park and play.
That's
Right.
it, and I was fine with that. Like that's why I didn't buy. I didn't think about buying a PS5 and none of that shit. I was like, I'm good. I don't need all that. But
Yeah.
it's old for that shit.
I get that. Shawny, to go back to your question, I don't normally play games that I have to
Get achievements.
pay for the DLC. No, achievements are okay, especially like sometimes like when they're funny. Like I like funny wacky things in games.
Super title achievements.
Yeah, like stupid things that like you know like it'd be like, yeah, tip the cow over, and you're like, what the fuck? Why do I have to tip the cow over? Boom, you're getting a fucking achievement for doing some stupid shit like that. Like you know, like playing Destroy All Humans. Like I remember when Mackey hated when I was playing that game. But I was playing Destroy All Humans for like 8 months, and he was like, "Why are you still playing this game?"
Bro, play another game.
I was trying to finish it. You know, I still never finished it because I feel like you peer pressured me into just moving on. So, but you know, like when it comes to like paying for like boosts and things like that, like I don't like online competitive gameplay like that. It's just not really all that fun to me. Like I do really enjoy playing video games, and I like stories, and I'm a single player kind of gamer. We've already established that. So like when it comes to a game like Resident Evil, I'm not really big on the horror genre, so I don't really play games like Resident Evil or any of those other kinds of zombie and monster themed titles. But if I were to play that game, because I hear nothing but stellar, amazing, raving over the moon reviews for Resident Evil 4. So if you know, like it turns out to be something I end up like picking up, I'm pretty sure I'll enjoy it, but I'll play it for whatever the campaign has in store for me, and then that's it.
That's
Like,
the beauty of it. That's literally the best
That's
thing
it.
about it. It's the
Yeah.
campaign. I literally
That's
just played
all
the
I'm
campaign.
that's all I'll be interested. Like as soon as the credits roll, I'm moving on to another game. And then just because I have a really bad habit of buying more games than I should at one time.
Me too.
All right. I think we all kind of have that habit. But like once I'm done with it, I can't spend any more time with it. I have so much other things to play. I'm going to move on to the next game. I'm not gonna like it bothers me that I moved on so fast from Splatoon 3, because that's a game where I actually want to play some of the online for it. I don't like online games, but I like Splatoon.
I've let you down, man. John, my bad.
Whenever you down.
I let you
But-
down, man.
Yo. So, never mind. I'll say it later. I'm so sorry. Never mind. I'm sorry.
Okay, never mind. But you know, like I'm not gonna go back to the title like that to go and play the online stuff. So like paying for, you know, like stat boosting DLC doesn't appeal to a gamer like me. So it would go overlooked. And I understand why developers are trying to come up with unique ways to earn more money for the work that they're doing. Creating video games is ridiculously expensive.
So let me I'm sorry to cut you off, John, but that's a good
You're not.
point. So no, I'm not. You're absolutely right.
Not at all.
But
He's not at all.
this
Never.
has to do
Never
this
sorry.
has to do with what John was just saying. That's why I'm mentioning it now.
What's that?
So is Resident Evil a AAA game?
Yes.
Yes.
So I saw somewhere that AAA games could cost like $1 billion to make.
Yeah.
Depending on how much work goes into one. Yeah. I mean, something like Resident Evil, a lot of work was done already. Right? Like they were building on top of something that already existed. So they were just revamping and remaking something that they already had a basis to go off of. So like something like Resident Evil 4's development may not have been as expensive as like fucking Death Stranding,
Yeah.
or like something like there could be other examples where the development costs were probably really high. Like I don't know how much it costs to make Horizon. I don't know how much it costs to make Ragnarok, God of War. Like like those are games that definitely cost money to make too.
You could tell. You could tell by
So
the details, the graphics,
yeah, like how much time they
the
spend, how well it
voiceover,
runs
like
when it releases, how well like how
you
well a
could
game
tell.
is put together when you first play it just tells a lot about how much
You could tell.
time they were able to put into the project or how much money went into it. You get a game that's really choppy, really buggy, like immediately, like what everybody was complaining about Jedi Survivor.
They've been
Uh,
complaining about that game.
they've been complaining about it because it was released very buggy. So like it had a lot of frame rate issues, it had a lot of resolution issues. People that were playing the game on like beefy PCs were just like, I could barely get this game to stay still, like it doesn't run. So Respawn
That's
actually,
one of
like
the games.
they commented on it, they apologized for the condition of the release, and I think this weekend they're patching it, or
That's one of the
sometime this
games
week they're
that's on
already
my
patching it.
list to buy. That's one of the games that's on my list to buy.
Just wait
That-
until they
no. I'm
do
gonna
some
wait.
updates to it or patch it, or even maybe wait for it to go on sale later this year
No,
before
for sure.
picking it up. So
I
that way
fucked
they've had
up
time to
Gotham
update it.
Knights. Yeah, I fucked up. That's exactly what I bought. Gotham Knights like the next day, and that shit was not.
And it was bad at release, which turned a
Yeah,
lot of people off to the game. So a game that
yeah.
probably will end up pretty good at the end of its life cycle, a lot of people will have skipped it or played
Right.
it and didn't like the experience they had and won't go back
And
to it.
never. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's
that
and that's
happens.
unfortunate for
Yeah.
probably the developers of that game. And so that's why, like I tell Shawny earlier, I understand why developers, are looking for new ways to be able to get more money out of their consumers. All right, cool. Yeah, you bought the game, but at the time you bought the game, we don't even know how much you paid for the game. Yeah, you might have bought it day one and paid full price, which now is $70 for AAA titles. But what if somebody bought it later on and it's on sale? What if they only paid $20 for it and they're playing it the exact same way the person who bought it on day one is playing the game? Like the units have been sold, but the retailers are eating the cost. So it's not like, after a while, especially even when in digital storefronts, even at like developers will put games on sale over time in digital stores also, which means that they're gonna get less money from the sales of those games. So like they're looking for ways to entice players to say, okay, yeah, I'll spend a little bit more money. Like when it comes to like 2K, right? They're really good at squeezing extra money out of their consumers because you more than likely paid full price for
Listen,
the game when it came out because you want to get it for the season, right?
Mhm.
exactly.
And then you're spending money on the
And
upgrades.
depending on the level that you got, there were different. There were
There's different
different
tiers.
tiers this year. There was like the Michael Jordan because it was 23. So there was the regular one. There was the Michael Jordan version. No, there was a regular one. There was like the deluxe edition. Then there was
The legend one.
the championship edition, which was Michael Jordan. You get like all this other stuff. You get a race car in the fucking 2K world on the My Park. You get NBA TV
It's
for
a lot.
a year for free. Like for that $200 that you spending on that game. No, it was it was 100 and something for that game, right?
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you spending another $100 to $250
Just to
on
boost this nigga
just
up.
to boost your shit. And he not even gonna be the nicest, I'm telling you. And what sucks, another thing that sucks about it is that the shit that you're paying, you can't transfer that to another skin. So say I create a player and I don't like that build and I dropped maybe $50, $100 on him. If I create another player, I can't take the attributes that I use for the one player and put it to the other. I have to spend another 100, and there are people who have like multiple different skins. Like they
And
may have
all of
like
them at 100.
five, yeah, exactly, 5 or 6 different skins for each position. You feel me? So
Yeah,
it's
I think the one developer that has definitely perfected the microtransaction is Epic with Fortnite.
I was gonna say Fortnite.
Fortnite has perfected it because there's just they pay for the licensing for so many things. So when you have that much licensing and you have
Yeah, but the thing with
freaking
and they
Fortnite
make
is
the
like
game free.
you pay for it if you want to because you don't
but
even
yeah,
need it
the
to
game is
win.
free, but a part of the appeal to playing the game is
Is
like
getting the skins.
being able to like jump around as Naruto with an AK and shoot Rick and Morty and and
Or
Goku
shoot a
and the
comma
Mandalorian.
Goku, yeah. Yeah.
See, the thing
Like
about that too is like I look at that as their microtransactions would be different, even though they haven't nailed down yes in this terms of the perfect way to do microtransactions
the
because it
perfect way
doesn't.
to make money off of
Yeah,
microtransactions. Like
is
that shit prints money for Epic.
oh for sure. And the thing about it is that it doesn't affect the gameplay. It doesn't say, "Oh, I'm gonna have
No,
a better
purely
weapon."
cosmetic.
It's purely cosmetic. See, that's cool. When it
That's what I'm
comes to
saying.
pay to win, especially from an online perspective, like Macky's saying, it's like
Crazy.
it's that kind of and not for
Crazy.
nothing, John. That kind of is another reason why I feel like for me personally, I don't like playing multiplayer games because half the time if you
Or
can just
things that you
buy,
see online, yeah.
yeah, if you could just buy your stats, then what the fuck is the point? That defeats the purpose of the
You're
skill.
not
Now,
Then
don't
good.
get
it's
I
not
know you're
skill
not
based
good.
multiplayer.
I
yeah.
know you're not good, nigga. Like I know
Like
this.
like I
If you're
get
at
it.
100 in day 2 or 2K, you're not good.
Yeah.
You're not
Uh,
good. You're not good.
what I will say is that I understand, because again, these companies are spending 200-300 million, sometimes a billion, if it's a AAA game, and they got to recoup that money back by any means
Yeah,
necessary.
there's so much that goes into development costs, right? Like to just to open a startup in general is like ridiculously
That's
expensive.
expensive as
Like
fuck. Yeah.
especially if you have to pay
To
for
get your
office
game,
space,
yeah,
you
to
got to
get
pay for office space,
your,
labor, you got to pay for, all the technology that you guys are using to actually develop the game system that you're developing for. Like there's so much cost,
It's tough.
marketing,
It's tough.
everything. There's so much money that goes into game development.
That's why when an indie game is good, like an indie game, like that nigga just there's just 5 of us making this one game and it's good.
Then yeah, that's why I play a lot of indies.
Mhm.
So like it, it it's weird, right? Like because I don't want developers to stop making the quality of games that they're making, but I also don't want developers to continue finding like shitty ways to make money off of the way that we play games with one another. Like because even though I'm not necessarily the person that is going to pay for skin on Fortnite
Yeah.
to play online, like I know that appeals to a particular gamer or a particular age group maybe. Like something for me, like so far the only thing recently that has been like an interesting DLC experience has been the extra courses they added to Mario Kart. That's like, of
or
course
That
it's
makes
the
sense.
same,
But
it's
that's a whole nother world. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it's
It's
a
a
whole
whole
nother
nother.
world. It's a remake of the
That
original
makes
stages,
sense.
and you're not, and there's nothing. Again, it doesn't affect.
Pokemon has good DLC as well because it takes you to another place.
Yeah, like
it's
that's
adding
how
a
good
whole nother
DLC.
story
Yeah,
or
that's
content,
good
right? That's
DLC.
that's DLC for like story content.
yeah,
That I've done that. And I think the only time I ever did that was the Pokemon DLC in Sword and Shield. Like
or
and
another. I mean, I know John hasn't really finished his game, but also with Kakarot as well.
oh yeah, no, I haven't gotten anywhere near any DLC in that game.
The
You
paid
got you got
That
to
DLC
would be a
eventually.
game that I would be interested in paying
because
for the extra
you're
story stuff too.
playing. You're one with like that is like you're playing a lot of the shit that we saw growing up. We watched, or well, at the first DLC was mostly like the super shit, but once they dropped the history of or the story of Trunks,
The history of
that
Trunks,
was
yeah.
history of Trunks. All right, the
Hmm.
history of Trunks. that shit is fire. Because like, bro, I remember watching that shit as a TV movie. That shit
It
was
was a
amazing.
TV special. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a big deal.
Or
That was something.
or
Yeah, when he went back and shit.
the story, yeah, or the story of Bardock, which is the recent one that they just dropped. You know, I remember watching that one, and now I get to
Yeah, the
play it,
episode of
and
Bardock.
they're giving more like in depth shit that I don't even really remember from the actual movie that happened, which is like it's pretty cool, you know. So I'm with you guys. Like, I'd rather pay for a DLC which is gonna expand the story versus paying
To
for
get me
DL
better.
to get
For
me
stat boosting
DLC
or
I
power
want to get better
ups.
like that.
or skins or
100%.
anything like that because
Now,
that's a waste of my money.
The skins is whatever because if you don't really need the skin, you just won't buy it. But
Yeah.
there's always gonna come a skin and be like, you know what, I'm good with paying $2 for that skin. You know what I'm
now
saying?
I know that nobody here is a completionist except for Shawny. You know,
That's
but
why his name's
like
Platinum.
people that right, yeah, platinum Shawny for a reason. Now, you know, like
Don't take
there
off your glasses,
some
you
I don't
people,
remember
yeah,
the
right.
last time
Oh,
he platinum
let me
anything though.
just, you know,
There was no
nonchalant.
I
time
don't
into
remember
it.
the last time he said it
bitch.
in here. He platinum anything else, but
He
Nah, he
platinumed
be
anything,
platinum
yeah, but
everything.
I
so
definitely did Scarlet for Nexus like 3 weeks ago.
You
3 4 weeks
platinumed
ago.
it?
Yes.
yeah, he said it. He told
I
us.
said that before. Right when
I
Resident
But
Evil
wasn't
came
here.
out. I was like,
I
you know
wasn't
what?
here.
that was a minute
That was the
ago.
whole
You
reason why I
swagging.
wanted to do the trophy.
But my thing is, right, like, okay, you have a stat boosting DLC. Is your concern that people are going to 100% complete their game easier because of the paid DLC? Like, does that feel like an unfair advantage or something? Because when it comes to single player content, I don't really care if somebody else completes the game faster than me. Like, I don't know. Like, it wouldn't bother me if it
I
aids
think
somebody in completion. But you know, like, because obviously if you have a stat boosting, you know, anything on your character while you're playing through a story on a first playthrough, like, I don't know if this DLC is applicable on your first playthrough, or if it's something where like, oh, you can download the DLC for your new game plus, you know, like, I don't know if that's how it's set up. But if you can download this DLC and go through your first playthrough of the game, and because of this power up situation that you have, you are just knocking achievements out left and right. I Okay, I guess, yeah, they had an unfair advantage, but that was their experience with the game. Like, I bought the game to experience it, you know, on my own. Like, I don't know. Like, so like if somebody else has an easier time completing something, it wouldn't bother me. I don't know if that is a part of the conversation that you're trying to have with paid DLC like that in single player games, and when it comes to achievements or completion. But
I
I
mean,
thought of that.
in general, it's just in general because it's like you said, in a paid single player game, what the fuck does it matter? Because you're not affecting anybody's gameplay. You're doing it for yourself. To give Resident Evil its grace, they did drop the DLC. I want to say 2 3 weeks after the fact. Most people were beating the game within 24 hours, depending on how much they grinded it and whatnot. Because you can run through the game in like 5 8 6 hours on speed runs because there is an achievement for beating it under a certain time. So
Yeah.
whatever. I mean, if you want to do it for that, that's cool. I thought Mackie's example of bringing it to the 2K world is a whole different ballpark because it's kind of like the combat pass. Like, you have like the season passes, or the, like, we'll call them combat passes. Like for Halo, you
Yeah.
can pay to get the 1099 combat pass, and as you play the game, you unlock more skills, you get more XP that boosts your rank and whatnot. So your rank technically goes up higher, faster. You rank out, you unlock cosmetics, all that good stuff. But I feel like with Halo, the difference is in the sense of, even if you get that DLC, even if you rank yourself up to the highest rank, it still doesn't mean shit when you're playing online because you can get ratched up with those people that have specific ranks and whatnot, and they'll still kick your ass because they actually play the game and whatnot.
wait, but no, hold up. For you said for like what Halo? Oh no, that's COD. I'm so sorry.
Well, no, I was gonna, if you got a reference to COD, please be my guest because I personally do not
So
play
like
COD.
I know with like COD, the whole issue with the last game that came out was that, look at this nigga John with his cup holder. The last issue, with the last game that came out was that that people who were like higher ranked would get dumped in with people at the same rank. They're not going to get dumped in with like newbies or medium level people. And a lot of the people who were at the higher rank were upset because they were losing to other people who are at the same skill level.
They
So
not at the same skill level though. Yes, in the
So
same number level,
a
nigga.
part of the problem with the
you
Call
know
of
what I was
Duty
talking
stuff,
about, though, John, right?
a part of the problem is that there were experienced players that were basically just starting from scratch all the time.
Mm.
So you get situations where, yeah, you technically are playing against players that are in your same ranking and in your same experience bracket and all that good stuff, but they've been playing the game much longer than you already. And some people do that just because it's funny. It's funny to, stream myself sniping noobs all day. It's funny.
So
Everybody's
they
gonna love it.
exactly. So they
Like
stopped. They
everybody's
stopped.
original, the most
They've
original
stopped that
ideas on the internet.
on Call of Duty though, right? Like, not that it can't happen, but the likelihood of that happening is not as high as it was in the past.
I haven't played in
Am
such
I right?
long times. I have no idea what measures
This is
they've
what I was
taken
hearing.
to protect player activity. I don't know.
I have not played Call of Duty in a long. This is what I was just hearing on the internet, but um, it was just a point that Shawny was making because I know he mentioned getting dropped in with people who have high skill level. And you may have the same, like, say for instance, Call of Duty. I think Call of Duty has microtransactions where you can buy certain guns and certain levels up for your guns. If I'm mistaken, please let us know in the comments or let me know in the comments, and I'll retract the statement. But I'm pretty sure they do. Because again, if a game costs $1 billion to make, and COD games are usually AAA, they're gonna have microtransactions. But anyway, if someone who bought a gun that someone else had to grind for, and they get dropped in there, it shows that they're at the same rank, but that's because that person bought their rank and gets dumped into I don't know what it's called, but a
Q,
session, a
a
queue,
lobby.
yeah, that he may not have the same skill level as these people, but he has the same rank as these
Ranking, yeah.
people.
But so
No.
the thing that I'll say to that is the matter of does so we're focused more so on the weapon itself, right? So the rank is the rank. You can buy your rank up there, and you still, and,
I don't
you can
know if
buy.
you can, but let's say you can.
Well, for the sake of conversation, let's just say we assume that you can buy your rank, right? You pay the DLC, you rank yourself up, you get to a certain level, so now you compete with these people at the same rank per se. You're gonna get your ass whooped because you just paid to get to that rank. You never played to get to that rank. You know what I'm trying to say? So you
No,
don't have the skill level that, yeah, you don't have the same skill level. But now let's flip that and say, okay, cool, rank whatever, you're gonna get ranked up. But now you have access to buy this all powerful gun that can one shot dudes that you would otherwise have to grind for. Does that still make it fair in the sense, or does that still require skill to maneuver that?
It still requires skill, bro. Because just because you can one shot me doesn't mean you're gonna hit me, nigga. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
if
true
I'm
too.
better than you, I'm better than you, my guy. I could one shot you, shot in the head. And that's it. If I'm good like that, yeah.
Well, to bring it back.
My bad. The thing with me is
No,
like
go ahead.
going back to when we were talking about 2K, right? When 2K started getting like that, that's when NBA Live had their last game. The last time NBA Live put a game out,
It was
obviously
like
NBA
2019.
Live, yeah, NBA Live and 2K, it's totally different. 2K has better graphics, better this, better that, whatever. But the thing with NBA Live is like when you went online, it literally ranked you with the people that were on your rank, and you could not buy ranking. So that made the game 20 times more fun to play than 2K for me. This is because all right, this nigga right here, me and him, we got our 3 point is 50%. That's it. We in the same boat. If I shoot, I can make it. Most likely I'm gonna miss it. So it made the game more fun. Now, how it is now, bro, I don't even want to play online sometimes. I'm like, you know what? Fuck this shit. Because everybody paying for this shit. Everybody good. But then the niggas that are not good are still better than you because they got better stats and shit. So, nah, I'm not.
But with 2K, right? The thing with 2K is, again, you can have, like I mentioned before, you can get up to 100 like overall. But if you don't have those attributes, if you can't get green every time you shoot, you're not gonna make them shots.
Shawny, would you attempt to platinum a game that has multiplayer achievements in it?
Good
No.
question.
No.
Why not?
So you not really
No.
platinum, Shawny. We gotta put that platinum into question. I can't lie
Well,
to you.
you guys
There-
deemed me that. I just
there-
thought I should have platinum my single games. I
There
already
are
led with that.
there are plenty. Yes, you should have. But there are plenty of games that, like, yeah, they're a single player game, but they have a shit ton of online achievements for you to get. You know, like, and some of them are designed for you to just play the game
Mhm.
forever. And before you can actually make some of these achievements, like, I know it's Macky's favorite game, but for Square Enix's Avengers that came out, it has some wild online achievement stuff to it, which makes playing the game for completion purposes like almost pointless. Like, why would I ever want to complete something so tedious and so stupid? You know,
still
so
play that game?
what? No, I haven't touched it for a long time. But since they announced that they're done with it, like they're done working on it or developing for it because it hasn't been successful, they just like unlocked everything, like all the cosmetics for all the players
Oh,
Wow.
really?
to play with. So you could just play the game just to play it.
And I bet
Let's
you
stop
that game will
fucking
get
around
way
this-
more traction now.
Of course.
Who knows? But they're not supporting it anymore.
Good.
So I'll try it out just so I could look at like some of the extra skins that are in there. It was like the same thing that happened with Star Wars Battlefront 2. Anybody ever play Battlefront 2 before?
Yeah.
Play the first one.
You play that one? I played Battlefront 2 when I first got my Xbox One. It was like one of the first games that I played with my Xbox One. And I had a really good time with like the gameplay. I thought the gameplay was awesome, but I didn't spend much time online because the second I dropped into a map, somebody with a lightsaber chopped me in half. I just jump into a map and then just Yoda. Just
See, that's the thing about
That's how I
Battlefront,
felt
though.
at GTA 5. I used to
Fuck.
spawn, niggas used to come in.
No, yo,
I'm
GTA
like,
5
yo,
is the worst, bro.
Oh my
You
God,
you fucking drop on the wrong block, bro. No, bro. There was one time I was like, I never played GTA Online. Let me see what this game is about. Bro, I kept respawning in the same spot every single time somebody is sniping me from the rooftop. What the fuck, bro? I'm just trying to
I was out
do
here in chancletas, though.
heists.
I was playing in that shit. I had the Luffy chancletas, a little open shit. I was Luffy, nigga. I was just running around out here like, yeah. That shit was the most fun I ever had, bro.
but that's interesting. That we're all on the same. We would never try to get some multiplayer achievements in a game. I'm not really big on achievements in general. I admire the fact that you care, Shawny. Like, I admire the fact that trophies are important to you, but like
I wish
I
had
could
that
care
same
less.
tenacity.
Yeah,
Yo,
like
where can I go to clean this? Maybe I'll become platinum Crispin. Like,
what do you want to do, Crispin?
where can I go to clean this? Because I have to clean it. It's probably
I break.
You want to clean it?
Yeah.
I break.
I mean, I can take it apart and clean it up for you. It's not that difficult. You take open a few screws, you with some air, you get the dust out of it. You know, you hit a few contacts with some isopropyl alcohol, screw that bitch back together, and you plug it in.
You might listen, man. You might have some cacarochas.
What did you fucking did you spill sancocho on it or something?
No.
What happened?
I just haven't turned it on in so long. I know this is dusty.
Yeah, so like you get one of those like keyboard air duster cans or something like that, and you just fire away in the vents. Get the dust out. No, don't yeet it.
Open the window.
Eat the shit out of
This just put it down, Crispin. Put it down. Don't hurt it.
This summer, I'm gonna buy my PS5, man. I'm putting that out here in the universe.
You putting it out in the universe?
If Macky buys a PS5,
I need to
I'll
get
buy
that shit. I need
No,
to get
you need to play Splatoon 3 with me. That's what you need to do.
Oh, listen, right? That's on my list too. This is on my
I
list.
have that game.
To buy. It's the Star Wars game that just came out, Splatoon, the Mega Man games.
Oh, the Battle Network games.
Yes, I need to
You
get that.
slacking
shit.
hard, nigga. Bought
nigga,
that shit
I
day
see-
one.
I want a
see
physical
people-
release for the Switch.
Oh, I
though.
want
It's sold out
same thing.
everywhere.
I want the physical release too. And I see
For
people
what?
playing that
For
shit.
Switch.
Mega Man.
For
for
Mega
Mega
Man.
Man
Mega Man
Battle
one?
Network. Yeah.
Oh, boy, I told you, yo, I have never, ever played my Switch as much as I do now. I don't even play Pokemon. I have damn near all of them. I've been fiending Mega Man.
That's on that list. Oh, Mario Super Strikers. I need to get that game.
No,
Uh,
don't.
I know it's
All
not a
right.
good game, but I
Don't
I
buy
like
have
it.
it.
all Mario sports games. I
All
have.
right, do me a favor and just like watch some info about the
No,
game first before you buy it.
I've seen it. I know it's not good, but I enjoy Mario sports game. Mario Golf is not
Are
good.
slacking. Slacking.
I mean, if it counts for anything, Shawny, I have a cartridge for the first Mega Man Battle Network game, and I can play it on my analog pocket if I choose.
Sir,
You know, I was thinking
but your
about getting the
analog
analog
pocket does
pocket.
not give you all of the chips that Japan had. You could download at your own free will.
He
Granted,
can't
I do
talk.
not
I
do that.
just muted him.
I play that
He
shit
can't
as.
talk. I just muted him. It's okay.
Here we go. The bullshit.
I'll mute him.
I don't understand why I was muted.
Because you're over here bragging about, oh, I got my games from 1963. Shut the fuck up. Tired of
I
your
don't
ass.
have any games from 1963.
You're a fucking liar.
I
He
don't.
just said 1963. That's
My
crazy.
I'll mute this nigga again because he about
Yo,
to
if
say
you
what
don't stop
game
muting this nigga, let him talk, please.
he about to say what game he got. I heard he's like, my game is actually from 1967 and it's a limited edition. Bitch ass nigga.
See, but
Yo, you are such a hater.
for
Such a
real.
hater.
See, but I will say this, John. I think
What
one
happened?
reason why I'm enjoying the Mega Man Battle Network is because yes,
Nostalgia.
Nintendo.
Oh.
Well, of course, obviously, but the fact of the matter is, Nintendo doesn't have achievements, but the game has in-game
In-game
achievements.
achievements.
So, like, if
Which
you
is
go
dope.
in, if you collect a certain amount of chips, you'll get a little pop up on the top right, like an achievement. Be like, "Oh, chip collector," and it'll tell you what little achievement you unlocked, and you unlock more fan art and little things in the matter. Granted,
That's cool.
that's I think like Max said, nostalgia is the only reason I play this game so damn much. I've already got 15 hours into it, and and y'all know me, I can't even dedicate 15 hours to Pokemon. Like, I buy it and it just sits there every time.
Yeah, guys, I'm embarrassing.
Yeah, because you put down every Pokemon game ever. You got all them shits that you
No,
probably never touched.
I finished Sword and Shield.
You didn't finish Scarlet,
No, I finished Sword and Shield before I bought Scarlet because I didn't want to buy it before I finished Sword and Shield.
but
That's
then
my
we
problem.
didn't get no more Scarlet gameplay. Nothing.
Nah, bro. Bruh.
Arceus came and left.
Yeah.
Arceus, my brother passed Arceus for me.
Arceus came and left, and then
Yeah, I'm trying
No,
to
man, I
Scarlet and
can't
Violet.
lie. I gotta figure out like how I'm gonna pick up this fucking Switch and play it, bro. Because
I don't have no time, bro.
bro,
See,
How am I gonna get achievement? Look, followers, subscribers. How am I gonna get achievements? But I have time to play.
I don't have time to play.
Explain to me.
Yeah, nah, I feel you.
You sound like a grumpy old man, sir. You.
I mean,
Great.
to be
You
fair,
are
you
a
can take the
grumpy
Switch with
old
you
man.
and play it anywhere, so you can.
And
you
another no, but the
I
issue
can't
with my
play
Switch
Switch
is
in my store. I can't do that.
Yes, you
I-
can.
look,
You choose
I
not
cannot.
to. You can do whatever you want.
I mean, I
You
could
the
be
manager.
fired. You know what?
Say, I want to talk to the manager. Que lo que te
Miss
diga, que
Second,
cosa para
Miss
hoy.
Second, I'm almost evolving my Pikachu.
As soon as I beat this gym, I'm gonna help you out. All right, hold on.
just
See-
give me a second, Bobby.
The
Like,
iPhone 14 could wait. You could have got it in September.
Man.
You didn't. You
Oh,
waited.
so
I'm trying to make this
Hold up.
TM back up. Get back in
John,
line.
this is a really good question in terms of our pay to win DLC, right?
Go for it.
Pokemon Home, when Pokemon Sword and Shield, the fact that you can bank all of your Pokemon from previous games into one central hub, being Pokemon Home,
Mhm.
and you can technically just shoot them from home right to Sword and Shield
Yeah.
and play with them. Would you
You
consider
gotta
that?
pay for Pokemon Home.
No.
Yeah,
You have to pay
If
to
you-
unlock Pokemon Home. So they give you one box.
15 Pokemon. I think you get.
No, it's a full box.
It's like,
No, like
It's like-
in Home or Sword and Shield.
No, in home.
Pokemon Home.
Like for you to use for free. I think a box is 30.
Okay, so yeah, 30. I thought it was 15.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
No, so they I think I
Is-
hope I'm not wrong. I haven't opened it in a long time. But they give you one box, one Pokemon box for free to use when you download the software. But if you pay for it, you can unlock like all the boxes.
You can unlock as many as you want.
Yeah, so you
I think
can,
it's $15 for the year, if I'm not mistaken.
15.99 plus
Yeah.
tax
For
so
a
if
year?
you
for the
For,
year.
for
Yeah.
Pokemon Home.
That's not bad though.
it's not bad, but it keeps you locked in, like paying for storage, like digital cloud storage for your
I mean, you
Pokemon,
pay for your iPhone.
which is cool, right? Because like we're going in like a digital future for Pokemon and stuff like that. But
I mean, this
I
kind
don't
of
I
makes
don't
sense
I don't
for
really
like
care that much.
people who play the game like
D.
No,
Yeah.
I was playing, like if Scarlet and Violet were better games, I'd probably still be playing
A
Scarlet.
lot of people would still be playing.
Like it's just I played, and Sword and Shield wasn't that great either, but I played the shit out of Sword and Shield because it worked better than Scarlet and Violet. It actually played. I was actually able to play that game. So, like I spent more time. That's why I even spent money on I even spent money on the DLC just so that way I could play more of it. Like but like with Scarlet and Violet, I didn't want no part of it. I don't think paying for box storage is worth it for me. Just because I'm
But
not the completionist
remove
when it comes
remove
to
remove yourself from this situation. I think
I'm just explaining my part to it, but I also understand why people would need this, right? There are certain people that VGC train, and they work towards competitive Pokemon. Maybe they're shiny breeding, maybe they're stat breeding, maybe they're doing a whole bunch of shit, and you don't have the time to just go through everything. Maybe you want a living dex of all 1,000 Pokemon. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to need a lot of storage space to have a living dex. A living dex is literally one version of every Pokemon. So one version of every Pokemon's evolution. All of them ever.
Imagine they have like the best version of every single Pokemon. That's a dedicated motherfucker.
That would be a hack and a half. Like, that's
a dedicated motherfucker, bro.
You don't sleep, you don't eat.
And he grinds them shits?
Because the fucked up part is that a lot of that stuff is random. When a Pokemon hatches, its nature is random, its stats are random.
I think that's what makes it fun, though.
Yeah, but for anybody that's looking for
that's
something really specific, it becomes, a game of chance, a game of breeding eggs until the perfect fucking one hatches from it, and then you can train it up to have the moveset and the stats that you wanted to have. But, there's people that I see the use for, right? Because I understand how deep the Pokemon meta can get. Even though I'm not big when it comes to building a competitive team like that, like I'm just not that great of a strategist. So like I can't play competitively like that. Like I can beat the game no problem. The game's never really that hard. I could probably beat other Pokemon players that I meet in person, but playing online or playing in like a competition setting, I'm not that nice. So there's no way that I'd be able to compete on a competitive level. So I personally don't need that much Pokemon storage for the things that I want to do when I get my hands on a new Pokemon game. So I understand why some people would pay to have access to that, but I definitely don't need access to that. I still have a couple of random ass Pokemon in that one Pokemon home box that I have for having it for free. Like I didn't even use Pokemon Bank on the 3DS.
See, for me, I feel like that's kind of why I like achievements, is because I barely got time to play as many games as I do. When I play a game, I dedicate myself to try to get platinum. So when I'm done playing that game and I look back 5-6 years, I'd be like, oh shit, I played that game. Oh damn, I platinumed the whole thing. It's like a record of me playing the game. With home, I like it because you think about it in more so of the fact of, think about all the Pokemon games you played, all the time and energy you put into those games, all the Pokemon you caught, leveled up X, Y, and Z. And then that's it. You just put the game down, then you start a new game, you have your new Pokemon. The beauty of home was just the fact of the matter is you could just transfer everything and put it into one box and carry it with you from whatever game that it was based on. So even if I can't because they do give you certain restrictions, like you can't take certain Pokemon that
Yeah.
you put in home, and they can't go into Sword and
Yeah,
Shield.
they
They
don't. They
can't
don't
go in.
all. They're not all
They
No, because all of them are
interchangeable and
not
stuff.
coded into the game. That's why.
Yeah,
And I
but
get that.
exactly. But at least you have a box where it's just like you have your history and your legacy of all
That's
the
mostly
Pokemon
what
you
people
caught and
do.
things like that.
I don't know. I don't know. As the historian in me likes to leave things untouched. Like I actually I went and I turned on like my Pokemon Platinum, and it's still my save file, like my original save file with my original team and everything from Pokemon Platinum when it came out. You know, like, and it's just like a certain like that's big. Like for me as a Pokemon player, like those are time capsules for me. They're, like I don't have any of my original teams from any of my Gen 2 stuff because a lot of my stuff got stolen. But a lot of the games that I have now, I had to replace all the batteries on. So there are no save datas on them.
Oh yeah, because delete.
They're
And you can check
fresh.
out those videos on YouTube.
Yes, you can. Changing the save battery on a Game Boy Color cartridge. It's very easy to do.
Check that out. You can check that
You
out on
ju-
YouTube right now.
You just need a soldering iron. That's it.
Didn't even know fucking Game Boy Color cartridges had saved batteries.
Yes, they have save batteries. Well, mostly
How's
the
you gonna save the
Pokemon
game?
games. Mostly
I
the
don't fucking know.
Pokemon games.
I don't
But the
know,
Game Boy
nigga.
Color games were still a part of that generation where a lot of games was password progression. So if you made it to a certain level, they give you a little password, you write it down, and then on the main menu, you can put that password in and it'll drop you in the level that you left off at.
Shit, I just remember that. I used to do that
Yes.
for the Hey Arnold game.
Yeah,
my
so
God.
password progression. So
Don't get
but not every game had a save battery in it, but the Pokemon games they needed a save battery in order to keep your
100%.
save data on it. So all of those original Pokemon games, they have a little battery on the inside that dies after
Blast
like
from the
15 years
past.
or so. So they need to be replaced.
Same.
If you buy like a aftermarket Pokemon game for the Game Boy Color or even the Game Boy Advance, because the Game Boy Advance ones have smaller batteries in them too. The batteries are for like keeping time, because there are time-based events in Ruby and Sapphire. Like I think like planting berry trees and stuff runs like it has a clock. It has like an internal clock. The battery is for that. Battery is not for the save data on that one. It's for the clock. But you need batteries for them. Um, but something stuff like that, they're like time capsules for me. I don't necessarily feel like I want to be like moving all this Pokemon data around because I want to play the new Pokemon game when it comes out. The challenge of playing the game is raising a team of Pokemon I've never fucking seen before. That's fun to me because I get to learn what's ass and what's not.
But that's why Pokemon doesn't give the home access to the new games either.
Yeah, the home you don't get until like I think
Until like
they
a year
they,
after.
a year or like a month or two at least, enough time for you
Not
to
a
do
month or
it.
two, nigga. I think they
Yeah,
got
but
access.
but even then, I'm not looking to create a competitive team.
No.
And
I
I'm
think
not looking to breed like or shiny hunt or any of that stuff. I'm not looking to do
neither
any of
am I. I just want to keep all my fucking Pokemon I dedicated my years and time and energy into.
No, if the save file must be deleted, it must be deleted. All
This
will be
nigga said
missed.
it
And then
must be
Nah.
deleted. And
Actually,
deleted.
I'll take
Yeah, nigga, here to say. Nigga,
it's
wilding
gone.
out here.
It's
I'll
gone.
give
my
you
hours?
a
No.
perfect example to end that on. Near Automata, I always swear by that game. You
I
play.
finished that. Did I tell you I finished it?
You know
You
what
finish
Pokemon
all
Home
four
has to do?
endings,
My
all
fault.
Yeah,
four
I
mains.
finished
Shawny,
it.
before you go into something else, you know what Pokemon Home has to do? I don't know if it does this or not. It needs to let you put your badges in there as well. All right. You can leave
Your whole badge collection for
the whole
every
badge
every
collection,
region.
bro.
That would
That'll
be
be
cool.
fire.
That'd
That
be
should be
interesting.
fire.
That would be
That would be
really
fire.
interesting.
Pokemon, I just gave you an idea.
Oh,
Get my money.
we charging for that shit. Fuck out of here.
That's what I'm
You
saying.
can learn the
Talking
copyright.
about.
What were you gonna say, Sean?
No. So in Nier, you beat it. So at the end of Nier, after
Yes.
you beat all four endings, right?
Yes, I finished the game. Yes.
Well, there's no. When you say finish, that's the thing. Finishing Nier is never
Yes,
finishing Nier.
I didn't see all like both alternate endings at the end, but I know what they both are. I got one ending and then I found out what the other one was.
So that's what I'm trying to get at. At the end of the game, you essentially have an option to
Save one or the other.
you can so you choose to save one regardless how it ends the same way. There's no good ending. It's all sad. But at the very end of the game, you can actually, in order to save them
Yes.
and get the
Uh-huh.
true ending, you have to delete your
Delete your
save
save
file.
file.
And if you delete your save file, you get help from all the other people who did it in the world. And essentially, you do like your final little asteroid.
It's like a
style
shoot 'em up. It's a
shoot
shoot
'em
'em
up
up.
game
It's a
at the
shoot 'em
end.
up game sequence during the game's credits. And
Yeah,
in order, you can't really beat that part of the game without a little bit of help because it's really fucking hard. So they give you the option to receive help, but in order to receive everyone's help, you have to delete your save file.
you delete your game save file to do so.
Yeah.
If you delete it, you get to beat it and you get the true ending where you see what happens at the end. But you can't. That's it. There's no more game. There's no new game.
That's
plus.
it. Yeah, you definitely got to start from the fucking
But
beginning again.
I
Crazy.
will so the funny thing about them
Not
doing
ending
that,
that game ever, niggas.
see, but here's the thing: you're thinking, "Fuck, why would I delete my save file if I'm, I put all that time and energy into the game and need to platinum it?" So once you beat the game and you go back to continue, there's a shop that you unlock, and you can essentially go and if you could just grind and get in the in-game currency, like in-game money, you can buy the achievements in the store. So like if it'll literally have like a list of all the achievements, but it doesn't tell you the name. It just says achievement 1 through like 50, and
Yeah.
it'll say it'll black out the ones you already got, and then whatever else you want, you just buy them, and you just achievement unlocked, and they'll tell you achievement you unlock, and you just keep doing that until you unlock all of the achievements. So basically, if you grind the game, you can just buy all of the achievements in the game, and then still delete your save file, which is a nice little trade off because it's like, damn. But if I bought all the achievements, there's nothing left for me to do in this game. So I am okay with deleting my save file.
Yeah, you've done everything at that point. That game is a whirlwind of emotions and
Yes.
themes.
And the anime is out too.
And the anime is out, and I'm caught up. They stopped releasing episodes. I don't know if they're on a break or something.
COVID.
or-
They had COVID, a lot of COVID over there.
Yeah,
And they stopped the production.
they just stopped releasing episodes. I was like, "What the fuck?
What anime is this?
This is amazing."
Nier
Near Automata.
Automata. Everybody pronounced this shit wrong. I don't even know the right way to say it.
I've heard it correctly pronounced automata before. I just say automata because it rolls off the tongue a
Automata
little
sounds
easier.
so much better. And they have it on the Switch too, Crispin. You guys should play it there.
That's how I played it. That's actually like the complete edition
Mm-hmm.
is the one that's on the Switch.
Mac, you would like it.
Is it first person shooter?
No,
it's
it
third
actually it's actually a whole bunch of shit
Yeah.
because the game switches game styles. So it's like a hack and slash RPG. It's like a hack and slash action RPG type of game, but it has like 2D side scrolling, top down gameplay, bullet hell shooter gameplay. It's got like little mini arcade games throughout the story
Switches
that
to
you have to
2D,
play.
3D side scroller.
Yeah, it has
It's like a gamer's like an amalgamation of everything.
game. This game is something else. It is weird and fantastic. It is something else. That's definitely something to look at if you're interested in like post-apocalyptic shit. It's really really interesting. I liked it. I loved it. I thought the story was great.
I love that.
I even did some research on like Near Replicant just so I can get some backstory on like how society got there, right? Before
It
that,
honestly, it actually makes sense.
That's
When you-
fucked. I was like,
it's really fucked. When you find out the whole concept of Nier,
I was like, God damn, that
Nier is just a very
that's
fucked
so
up game.
fucked.
Like
weirdest
Go
shit
ahead, man.
ever.
do what you gotta do.
Just the big bitch falls from the sky, fucks everything up. Fucking Drakengard. Yeah, there's crazy long ass story. But yeah, stuff like that is cool. I mean, like achievements aren't really that important. I got a really funny achievement for killing a kid in High on Life.
Yeah,
That
that game
was-
was too weird, bro.
It was amazing. I enjoyed playing the hell out of that game because it was really funny. Yeah, it's called Fallout. Fallout doesn't let you do this, and it's Kill Slumsley. There's like a little kid that you go into the slums. And he greets you at the slums, and he's just like antagonizing you. Yeah, you won't do it. You won't shoot me. You a pussy. All this shit. So I shot him. But the whole time, like you're gonna shoot him, like Kenny, the gun. He's like telling you, like, oh come on, I don't want to kill a kid. Oh come on, I don't want to do it. No, I said no. We're not gonna do it. And then you aim at his head again. He's like, all right, okay, fine. And you shoot him in the head, and he's like, fine, I did it. I killed a kid. Are you happy? His blood is on our hands. And they're like, and then they're like, oh damn, wow, you really killed that kid. And then you got to meet that kid's mom. And then she's just like, I always told him one day somebody would kill him. I'm like,
very Borderlands.
Damn, mom.
It's nuts.
Is there a game? Yeah,
I always told him one day somebody was going to shoot him in the face.
So achievements like that, I love that. That's funny because like you could choose to not shoot the kid, but you're not going to get the achievement. And I only knew about it because when the game came out, that was one of the things that people were talking about on the internet. It was just like, yeah, kill this kid anyway. And I was just like, okay. So when the scene came up in the game and he popped out, bam, shot him right in the head. Like, yeah, I'm gonna kill this kid. So it was just funny. Like just huge, just really things like that I think are fun.
That shit.
To like
what, like achievements?
Achievements. Never paid attention to that shit. And I like when I used to play my PS4, it used to be like, like it just tell me like I did something. I'm like,
and my closing is like, for me, I like achievements just because it gives me a purpose to playing the game, because now I just feel like even trying to spend time on playing the game can be a chore sometimes. So it just helps keep my enjoyment on it. Me personally, I feel like if Pokemon had achievements, I would be able to better dedicate it myself as much as I do in Go. Go is probably like the only game I'll play that there's no achievements, that it's just mindless fun anti-drug for me. But no, certain achievements are stupid though, like especially the ones they don't tell you. Scarlet Nexus, I literally was grinding. I tried to do the challenges only to find out there's no fucking achievement for finishing the challenges. You know what the 2 final achievements were? You had to go and stare at a fucking poster for 5 seconds because it was a poster recruiting you to join the army you're already a part of, and you have to find the perfect position and stand in front of it for 5 seconds. And if you're not in that position, you won't get the achievement. So that was one of the last 2. It was like salute to the army, some shit. 5 seconds, stand in front of this poster, staring at it. And another one was you have to give every character in your game. You unlock like the character icon Baki. You have to change their costume and put the Baki costume on all of their heads, so your whole party has Baki heads. And that was the final achievement. And then what makes it worse is they don't fucking tell you. It was a secret achievement. I love funny, like the kid achievement. I like that. That was a funny achievement. Yeah. Don't make it a fucking serious achievement or a secret achievement. So you buzzing your ass like, oh, I'm not gonna look it up. I want to try to unlock it myself just to find out it's fucking pointless. At least it shouldn't be a secret.
I agree. That sounds really silly. I guess because they don't want to put it down, like for you to see, like, yeah, stare at the wall for 5 seconds. Like
I wasted probably 20 to 30 hours extra that I didn't need to spend on that game because of that.
It's okay. We feel your pain, but you got that platinum, and that's all that matters.
Go ahead.
So, right before, because I know John's really about to take it out right now because we've been here 7 minutes over. You know how John is oh my God, I was about to go crazy. Thank God I didn't say what I was going to say.
Wow.
But yeah, you know how John is.
I'm offended at what you didn't say.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you are. But just a couple of things that recently came out, just to kind of go over some shit. Of course, I already mentioned that Super Mario Bros. Super Mario the movie has hit over 1 billion. The whole movie was dropped on Twitter like 8 hours ago, and
then the idiot that posted it tagged Nintendo in it,
and his shit got suspended. So yeah, he's gone. They got him out of here. But yeah, so that happened. We don't really talk about it too much because, at least me personally, I don't consider it an anime, but it's definitely a watchable series. But there's been some new news about Avatar that's come out. There's an animated movie that's coming out, I think, next year. With
animated or is it a live action?
Well, they're
doing multiple projects.
They're doing multiple projects. The animated movie is going to be with Aang and them in their late 20s, early 30s. So that's something that we should definitely watch out for because, again, I don't consider it anime, but it is definitely a good story and a good watch regardless. Shit, there was another one that I had in my head, but I can't remember. And yeah, that is, I believe, it. Unless I can find that post, which I
Save it
probably
for an
will.
episode.
No, it's not a whole episode worthy thing. It's just something to mention, you know.
Max got like an infatuation with news. You know, like he likes to just give everybody little news updates.
Yeah,
He
a little
likes
rundown
to
of shit
update.
that I've been peeping around. You know, of course, the new Star Wars game has come out. But we've already spoke about that, and I cannot find that post. So I guess that's that on
And
that.
that will be
Oh,
all.
a new Kung Fu Panda movie is coming out.
I heard about that. The
Of course,
chameleon.
there's the new season of there's a new Star Wars series, a new Star Wars series that's getting a season that's coming out soon. Oh,
Tales
this
of the
one.
Jedi.
No, I think it was the other one, the one that everyone was raving about that came out recently. Andor.
Oh yeah, Andor is getting another season.
I gotta watch that. But no, what I was thinking of, because I know we mentioned it last week, it's been over 40 days since Quantum Menace or whatever that shit.
Quantum Mania.
Yeah, whatever that shit. Since
It's
that
supposed to be on Disney Plus soon.
It is. They announced
May
the date.
17th, they announced it. May 17th. It is on like Apple Plus TV to buy, but it's not gonna be on Disney Plus until like the middle of May. And Guardians comes out this week.
Huh.
So that's it.
Word up. Guardians, I want to check out. I don't know when I'll watch it, but I definitely want to check it
I'll
out.
probably watch it next week. You want to watch it together?
We could talk about it. We can figure that out. Okay, never mind. I don't want to go. So, thank you guys. That is all the time we have for
Let's go to
today's episode, right? Yeah, because I've never been there. So that's all the time.
It's far though.
That's all the time that we have for today's episode. And if you have made it all the way to this part of the podcast, we love and appreciate you very, very, very much. Make sure to like this video if you're watching us on YouTube. Comment down below. Let us know what you thought about paid to win DLC in single player games like Resident Evil, or how you feel about pay to win anything like in 2K.
And
microtransactions and how that plays into achievements and completing a game and all that fun stuff that we talked about on today's episode. Let us know if you have any thoughts. There's a lot of action going on over there. A lot of. And that's all the time we have for today's episode.
Not at me on my edge of the seat. I can't lie to you.
If you guys are watching us on YouTube, don't forget to share this video with friends and family who are interested in anime and video game related topics, because that's what we discuss here on the Paradise podcast, because anime and video games are paradise to us. If you are listening to us on Spotify for podcasters, you can actually donate to the podcast on Spotify for podcasters. It's a really unique way of giving back to us for giving you such great and amazing and entertaining content. We are also available to listen on Apple Podcasts. You can listen to us both there as well. Yes, wow, we got a lot of show and tell happening today. Follow us on all of our social media platforms, The Paradise TV, and please do not forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell on YouTube, so that way you get notified every time we post a new episode of the podcast, so you could be up to date on all the things we talk: nerdy, anime, video games, the whole nine. I don't even know what he is showing us. I don't know what that is. I guess. That's all the time we have for today's episode. We're going to catch you guys on the next one. Later. That doesn't look scary.
Oh my god! I totally forgot.
No, we're leaving.
We're done. It's over. We forgot. Next episode.
PK fire.